Well, let's see. I'm taking a look at my results here. And yesterday I completed 12 executions. I thought I had completed 13, but it was only 12. But what was really interesting is that I had originally, when I set up this goal, this 100-day sales goal, um, I was thinking in terms of some constants, like what are my conversion ratios, that kind of thing. And one of the things that I was able to discern was if I'm using the phone to cold prospect, I'm probably at about a 36% conversion ratio from cold hit to legitimate prospect. Okay. And what I noticed here is when I'm doing in person, I would manage to do 12 within a several hour period of time. See, I didn't see all 12 people, but I managed to secure three absolutely legitimate leads out of the equation and three very legitimate prospects out of the equation. So that was, 6 out of 12. I mean, that's now we're looking at a 50+% conversion ratio. So over the phone, I'm finding for me 36% cold hit to legit prospect or lead, and in person, I'm finding it 54%. Now, why is it important for me to know that? Well, number one is I've set my expectations accordingly. I can set my production markers that I have control over accordingly. Okay, because like I told you yesterday, I got control over the production. I don't have control over the result, and so that's really important. And I'm able also to look back upon any day that I have, whether it's a light day or a heavy day. And generally, like when I have really light days, I kind of feel guilty about that. I can't seem to escape that proletariat mentality. But I can look upon a light day and I can actually dig deep into it and find meaning within whatever choices I made, whatever steps I took within the day. And that really goes to your overall, your own personal self image. And that's so critical because when your self image is powerful, you're powerful. And by the way, when your self image is powerful, even after a light day or a weekday, you tend to pick up again and stay the course. You get back on track. You see what I mean? You get back on that track. So that's really important. But one of the things that I wanted to point out was one, one of the calls I made. I had actually cold called these people a year ago. All right. And, no, we're not interested. Okay. So 6 months later, I'm in the same neighborhood. And I said, I should go hit on these folks again. And then my voices said, nah. Don't worry about it. They're not interested. And so I didn't. So 6 months later was yesterday, almost to the date, because I keep a journal of everything. All right. And so I walked through the door, and the manager of this location, they have like 12 locations. She says, "Oh my goodness, your timing's horrible." I said, "I know, it's close to lunch." She goes, "I didn't mean that. We just switched 3 months ago." I said, "Oh my goodness. 6 months ago, my voices told me to walk in again. And then my other voice overruled it and said no." 12 locations would have probably meant somewhere in the area of 18 to $25,000 a month in residual income ongoing. That's a nice step toward my goal, baby. Anyway, stay the course and follow your voices.